everyone had their own egos. So before I went in the jungle, I kind of told everyone, look, I want everything to be normal, please. And I was in the papers for crazy stuff. Messing about women, chilling out with this girl, chilling out with that girl. I mean, I was going through a bit of a mad time myself as well. I wanted to leave my wife then. Had the problem with Anna Joshua, which I feel really bad for, because at the end of the day I put him in the firing line for no reason. You know what I mean? He was a friend of mine, and since then we've never spoken. You know what I mean? So I lost a good friend through that as well.
Does it get to you things like, you know, not speaking to Anthony Joshua since? Does that get to you still?
Yeah, I mean, because the guy did nothing wrong there, and I kind of just stuck it on him, really.
Why did you do that? Do you still know to this day why you did it, or? No. You just thought, I'm going to go for it and just...
No, what happened was, so my wife, obviously me and her were not talking, and she sent me a message, said, look, so many fighters messaging me. And because she showed me a message of Annie Joshua saying hi to her or something, I mean, I lost it. I said, who the hell's he saying hi to my wife? Like, I mean, even though he was cool with me, maybe just being respectful. All he was being respectful. Nothing ever happened.
But you weren't in a good place at that time.
Yeah, I just flipped out on everyone. And then all my mates were like, bro, are you mad? You just tweeted something. But the guy he's a nice guy, we know him. Even his own personal friends were calling me. I was like, nah, I don't want to talk to you guys. So
was that a case of you just getting to a point in your life where you wouldn't listen to anybody, you couldn't take any advice on board, and you had to just come through that difficult patch yourself?
I had to come through that difficult patch, definitely, because at that time, when I needed people's help, they weren't there for me. And so I wanted to then do things myself, my way. I said, I'm going to do things then, I'm going to be selfish. And that's what I was. I've become too selfish that I started making a lot of mistakes. And I started turning nasty and becoming a bad person, really. And
that's not you though, is it?
It was never me. It was never me, and I was never happy with myself doing all this stuff. I was really upset deep down, you know what I mean? I was hurt. And I was in a very, very bad position at that time.
And those are the words of Amir Khan as he explains his beef and his regret with Anthony Joshua and his wife. And you guys remember the beef that they once upon a time had, where Amir Khan blamed Anthony Joshua for messing around with his wife. And to give the backstory, okay, of what happened, as you've seen briefly, what he said his wife was talking about. She was saying to Amir Khan that, hey, a lot of boxers has been messaging me, and one of the boxers was Anthony Joshua. And let me show you guys the message, okay? And the message was from Ghost, which this is Snapchat, okay? So he reached out to her via Snapchat, and he was like, babe, you good? And she said, me, very well, yourself? What are your plans for the week? And Ghost said, good, thanks. You said you're coming to London on Monday still. Still coming? And of course, this pissed Amir Khan off, you know. And Amir Khan, I don't know if he was drinking or whatever, but he went to Twitter, another portion of social media that is overused and abused. And he said, Faryal, which is his wife, moved on quick. Always mentioned to me how much she wanted to be with another guy. From all people, another boxer. With the rolling eye emoji at Anthony Joshua. Okay. And let me counterpunch that first of all. That was flirting. I know that Amir Khan did his own infidelities, and I know people do things that get up under your skin, but I think she left herself out there bad. Now, if I was Amir Khan, I would look at that as flirting. Okay, babe, you good. Nobody calling my girl babe like that. Fuck all that noise. You're not calling my girl babe. Like, what are you doing? So that's justified. And then he was like, hey, you said you're coming to London on Monday. You still coming? Like, yo, what does that mean? You can make out of that a lot of different things. You know, so Amir Khan saying that, hey, you know, I overreacted. Well, looking at that based on the back story or the things that only they talked about, he mentioned that she wanted to be with someone else or another man, let alone another boxer. I mean, she goes to those fights, and who goes to other fights? Other boxers, right? So you know she's seen someone that's caught her eye and thought, you know what? I think that particular guy, bars, is pretty nice or whatever. So I think because what he was doing, I think she used that as fuel to flirt, to entertain the fact that Ghost, which is Anthony Joshua, was reaching out to her. Now, they might have not did anything at all because, you know, Anthony Joshua said he wouldn't, you know, and this is what he said. He said, you know, bants aside, I hope you guys can resolve your situation, or this is a hack, as we never even met. Plus, I like my women BBW, big black, right? And hashtag it wasn't me. And so, people ask, you know, AJ, you know, honestly, I didn't. With all the accusations around me, I wish I did. Replying to Anthony Joshua, AJ Ladd, did you F Mrs. Khan back in the day? So, you know, it got kind of dirty. But present day, Amir Khan, you know, was just showing that he shouldn't have came at Anthony Joshua like that. And I feel that it's not the fact that he shouldn't have, because I would have. I just wouldn't have put that on blast on social media. That would be something that I would address Anthony Joshua. Okay? I wouldn't have put that on social media. You know, I wouldn't have let the world see what was going on with me and my wife and possibly another guy. That wouldn't have flew. So he put himself out there like that. You know, not Anthony Joshua, not her, but then she started it. She lit the stem of that dynamite because she showed him that. But you know, if he was out there cheating around, because we know what he was doing or what he was allegedly doing, you know, well, then that was her way of doing that. Some women will do that because some women are downright spiteful. Okay, that's what you call that, vindictiveness. So, you know, if anybody should be to blame is Farial, right? His wife, you know, but he handled that wrong, which he is admitting. If he said he lost a good friend out of it, he was a pretty good guy. I think if he could tell a reporter that, I think he should talk to Anthony Joshua himself. You know, I think that would be the most adult thing or mature thing to do. You know, one step is, hey, I'm admitting I did this wrong. I handled this wrong with this dude. I lost a good friend out of it. Well, I think now the next step would be to admit that and tell that to him. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Amir Khan admitting that he was wrong with his debacle with Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!